You don't just want to be good at things. You want to master them, every skill, every subject, every single area of your life. And if you can't master it, you'd almost rather not start. Here's the question nobody asks. What if that's not ambition? What if that's overthinking in disguise? Most people think overthinkers are just indecisive, that they're scared, that they can't make up their minds. But that's not the full picture. Overthinkers are often some of the most driven people in the room. They research everything. They prepare obsessively. They hold themselves to standards that most people would never even consider. And buried inside all of that, there's a pattern, a very specific one. Overthinkers don't just want to do things. They want to do them perfectly, and perfectly in their mind means completely. It means mastered. It means there's no room left for failure. Psychologists call this a need for cognitive closure. It's the brain's desperate attempt to eliminate uncertainty before taking action. And here's the part that makes it complicated. This drive feels like a strength. It looks like dedication. But underneath it, something else is going on entirely. The perfectionism trap. There's a well-known study from the University of Toronto. Researchers found that people with high perfectionism tendencies don't actually outperform others in most tasks. They just suffer more in the process. They take longer. They second-guess more. And when they do finish, they're rarely satisfied. Sound familiar? The overthinker who wants to master everything isn't chasing excellence. They're chasing safety. Because if you know everything about something, you can't be caught off guard. You can't be wrong. You can't fail in front of anyone, including yourself. Mastery becomes armor, not ambition. But here's what nobody talks about. This need to master everything before acting doesn't protect you. It paralyzes you. The all-or-nothing mind overthinkers tend to think in absolutes. Either they understand something completely, or they don't understand it at all. Either they're great at it, or they're not doing it. Psychologists call this black and white thinking. And it's one of the most common cognitive patterns linked to anxiety. Here's why it matters. When you believe you must master something before you can start, you set an impossible condition. Mastery comes from doing. Doing comes before mastery, every single time. But the overthinker's brain flips that equation. It demands mastery first, and then wonders why nothing ever gets started. 3 things feed this loop: the fear of judgment, the fear of wasted effort, and the fear of discovering you're not as capable as you hoped. All 3 keep you stuck. All 3 feel completely logical, and all 3 are wrong. The hidden cost here is what the mastery obsession actually costs you. You start 10 things. You finish none of them. Because none of them reach the standard your mind set before you began. You spend hours researching a skill you never practice. You read every book on productivity and stay unproductive. You know exactly what a healthy lifestyle looks like, and you still don't live one. This is the overthinker's cruelest irony. The more you know, the harder it becomes to act. Because now you're aware of every possible way things could go wrong. Knowledge without action doesn't build confidence. It builds more reasons to wait. Here's the truth that changes everything. Mastery is not a starting point. It's a destination. And you don't get there by thinking. You get there by doing badly repeatedly until you don't. In 1997, psychologist Carol Dweck published research that would later become one of the most cited studies in psychology. She found that people with a growth mindset, those who believed abilities could be developed, consistently outperformed those who believed talent was fixed. But here's the part most people skip over. The growth mindset group wasn't more confident. They weren't less afraid. They just had a different relationship with not knowing. They were comfortable being bad at something first. That's it. That's the entire difference. The overthinker who needs to master everything before starting has a fixed mindset disguised as high standards. And the moment they realize that, everything shifts. You don't need to know everything. You need to start knowing something, then something more, then more after that. That's not lowering the bar. That's understanding where the bar actually is. So what do you do with this? First, notice when mastery is the goal versus when it's the excuse. Ask yourself honestly, am I preparing to act, or am I preparing instead of acting? Second, set a starting condition, not a mastery condition. Not I'll begin when I know enough. Instead, I'll begin after 1 hour of learning. 1 hour. Then you start, no matter what. Third, measure progress, not perfection. You don't need to be great today. You need to be slightly better than yesterday. That's the only standard that actually works. Remember what we said at the start. You don't just want to be good. You want to master everything. That drive isn't wrong. It's just aimed at the wrong moment. Mastery belongs at the end of the journey, not at the gate. Start imperfectly. Stay consistent. And the mastery you've been waiting for will actually arrive. If this hit close to home, there's one more video I'd recommend watching next. It's about why overthinkers struggle to finish what they start, and the one shift that changes that. It picks up right where this one ends. If you want more videos like this every week, subscribe. That's what this channel is built for. Now close this tab and go start the thing you've been researching for too long.